tonight. Hello, everybody. Still trying to get set up. Have no idea what I'm doing. Hello, Diego. Hello, random guy. Still getting set up. Hello, Rachel. What's up, BW Beats? Is that the Pharaoh? Hi, Anita. Hello, Triple A. Hello, Jonathan. It's 3 o'clock Chicago time. That's when we try to get live. Hello, Mahmoud. Hello, graphic artist EC from Ecuador. Hello, Nad. Hello, Danielle from Poland. Très Everything's in Russian. I can't read it. Très Joelson, how you doing, Joelson? Jose, how you doing? Your audio's not so good. Really? What's wrong? It's 11 p.m. in Saudi Arabia. Hi, Cardo. What's wrong with what's wrong with this stuff? Nothing works right. What's wrong with my audio? Describe the problem. I don't know why the audio bop 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 should be a problem. Oh, I'm curious. Sounds good to me. Okay, good. Yeah, everybody else, let me know how the audio is. I'll be right back. Your voice is clear. Okay. Got to get this bad boy going on Facebook. Hi, Stanislav. Everybody says the audio is okay. Okay, good. I was worried. So Joelson, you gotta maybe come back. Sometimes leaving and then coming back is works well. Oh, what's wrong with the plugin? Come on. Oh, what's wrong? Jeez, man. I'm having a bad day, guys. I am having a bad day. One of those days. There we go. Cardo, Diego, Gregory. Is it Gregory? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but hi, nice to meet you. Rachel, how you doing? Maybe it's my phone. I'm gonna check it out. Good, good. All right, still getting hooked up. Got the phone. Ba 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 bum 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 bum. The audio is a little bit low. Hi, Luigi. How you doing, Luigi? Horse rider. Cool. Do you ride horses, really? Where do you live? Where do you ride horses? Hi, Fanny. I'm curious. Hi, everyone. We are getting started slowly but surely. Bum, bum, bum. Hello, Salem. Hello, Vihar. I'm doing pretty good. Trying to get stuff set up, and it's always so difficult to get set up. It's very frustrating, guys. Your app is up to date. Good. I'm glad my app is up to date. I don't know if this is going to go out on Facebook. I'm curious. Facebook. Hey, Facebook. What's up? Yes. Yeah, skip the intro. Ah, see, it's wrong. I don't want to be this. Oh man, I don't think I'll be able to go on Facebook today. This is ridiculous. This makes me really mad. Facebook did something to all their stuff, and they're making it really difficult. Yeah, it's sending me over someplace else. I don't want to be there. Ah, arsh. Come on, man. Yeah, Facebook sucks. I hate Facebook. I hate all those things. Twitter, that's the only one I like. All right, forget it. We're going on YouTube. That's it. It's nice to see everybody. Let me go back to my YouTube channel so I can see the. I saw your photos. Did you see my lunker, my huge fish? I caught one of the biggest fish in the world. Could you turn up the audio? No, I can't. What's going on with my voice is low? What's going on? Bum. Audio's maxed out here. What the heck is wrong? See, I don't like having problems like this. I don't understand. Uh, How is this? Does this sound better? Does this sound better? I'm curious. You sound like I'm in a closet or in a barrel. That's not cool. Vihar says it's okay. It'll take a second. I put it at 11 decibels. Much better. Okay, good. That's what we want to hear. Much better is nice to hear. All right. So I'm going to close that. Yeah. Every time I log in, there's a problem. Somewhere there's a problem. I just don't understand why. And I think I know why, because, you know, YouTube makes an update, and then Facebook makes an update, and the updates don't match. I think that's what the problem is. It's ridiculous. Did you eat a fish? No, I will eat the fish. I caught two northern pike, and I caught, oh gosh, four, five, maybe six bass, and one of the bass that I caught was huge. If you got my newsletter, you've seen the picture. It's an amazing bass. It's huge. It's a massive bass. We have two types of bass, largemouth and smallmouth. That was a smallmouth bass. That was a giant smallmouth bass. I wish it was a competition. I might have won. Anyway, we have a news story today, and I am going to get into that. And again, in the newsletter, I sent out this stuff. Now what's wrong with you? Incredible. I'm having problems everywhere. No, it's not. I'm having problems everywhere. Okay, in Microsoft Word, I'm having a problem. I don't understand. And I just restarted my computer. Sorry, guys. Getting started is a very difficult process today. In the newsletter, I gave you the vocabulary, and this is a tough story. So let me go ahead and read the story once. I want you guys to listen carefully, and then I'll do some explaining, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. If you're a beer drinker, here's something you won't argue with. You can't spell Pilsner without a P. And in Denmark, you can definitely get P in your Pilsner. 50,000 liters of human piss, of human number one, is being collected and will be the main fertilizer for fields of barley, the main plant ingredient in beer. That barley will be made into a novelty beer called, are you ready? Pilsner. All that pee will end up producing about 60,000 bottles of beer, which should create a lot more pee. Beer cycling at its finest. Uh, this is a pretty crazy story, guys. So it's about beer, and P. Beer and pee. P-E-E. P is urine. U-R-I-N-E. It's when you go to the bathroom. For a guy, when he goes to the bathroom standing and delivering, that's pee. Okay, that's urine. And they're making some beer with pee. Don't worry. Pee is not actually in the beer. What are they doing with the pee? Let me go back over the story. If you are a beer drinker, anybody out there a beer drinker? I am. I love beer. I have probably one, maximum two beers a day. I would say I average one a day. One a day. I buy a case of beer. A case of beer is 24 cans, and it will last me almost 3 weeks. So, yeah, basically a can a day, sometimes a little bit more. On Friday, I'll have two. That's the idea. So, I am a beer drinker. So, if you're a beer drinker, now we got to listen carefully. Beer, yeah, I love beer. Here's something you won't argue with. So, if you talk to beer drinkers, one beer drinker might say, "This beer is the best." And then they're going to argue. Another guy might say, "Making beer like this is important." And another guy might argue, okay? So if you get a bunch of beer drinkers in one room talking about beer, they're probably going to argue with each other. But if you're a beer drinker, I'm going to tell you something that you won't argue with, that you will agree with. What is it? Listen, you can't spell Pilsner without a P. Yes, that's true. Pilsner, P-I-L-S-N-E-R. Pilsner is a type of beer. If you want to spell Pilsner, you need a P. So true. I'm not going to argue it's true. You cannot spell Pilsner without a P. You need a P in Pilsner. Now this is the joke. Listen to the next sentence. And in Denmark, a country in Europe, in Denmark, you can definitely get P in your Pilsner. If you go to Denmark, absolutely, if you order Pilsner, they will give you P. Well, of course, there's a P in Pilsner. This is strange. What are they talking about? Next sentence. 50,000 liters of human piss. Now, piss is the bad word for pee. So P-E-E is okay. The other one is poo, P-O-O. The bad word for pee is piss. And the bad word for poo is shit. Okay, do you understand? So equivalent to shit would be piss. That's kind of the idea. So I'm telling you the news. And in the news, should I use bad words? No, I shouldn't use bad words. So look at the sentence. 50,000 liters of human piss. Sorry, of human number one. Human number one. So not human piss, human number one. Number one also means pee. Why is that? Well, in school in America, I don't know about nowadays, but when I was a kid in school, if I really had to go to the bathroom in class, I would raise my hand and show number one. And if I was lucky, the teacher would let me go. Now, if I did number two, the teacher has to let me go because we don't want an accident in the classroom. We don't want extra smell. So sometimes the teachers were not nice, but the idea number one was pee, number two was poo. Okay, number one, I'm a guy, I can stand up. Number two, I have to sit down. So 50,000 liters of human number one is being collected. I guess they have a big truck that is picking up pee. And what are they going to do with this pee? And will be the main fertilizer for fields of barley. Barley, B-A-R-L-E-Y. What is barley? Barley is a plant. It's a plant that they grow, and they use barley to make beer. Well, it's a plant, so there's a field, right? And if a farmer has a field, he needs fertilizer. On the field, he needs to add something to the soil, to the earth, to the dirt, to make it healthy soil. So many times they use cow manure or cow poo, right? Well, that's the idea. So cow poo is the typical fertilizer around the world. But in Denmark, they're not using cow poo. They're using human pee as the main fertilizer for the barley. And again, barley is the main plant ingredient in beer. Beer has several ingredients: water, yeast, sugar, and of course, barley. So beer is the main plant ingredient in beer. So that barley, they're going to take that plant, that barley, will be made into a beer. But not just a regular beer, a novelty beer. A novelty beer. A novelty beer means a special beer. Maybe only in 2017. Maybe next year they're not going to do it. It's a special beer, a novelty beer. It has some sort of a theme, some sort of a special reason. So they're going to make a novelty beer called, what's the name of the beer? Are you ready? Listen carefully. Pilsner. That's too funny. Pilsner, P-I-L-S-N-E-R, is a type of beer. This beer is Pilsner. It's a Pilsner made with human piss. So it's a piss plus Pilsner. Pilsner. That's crazy. I love it. All that pee, 50,000 liters of pee, will end up making about 60,000 bottles of beer. Now, one bottle of beer is not a liter, okay? So they're going to use 50,000 liters of pee, and then they're going to get this barley, and they're going to make about 60,000 bottles of beer. And all of the people drinking that beer, that will create a lot more pee, and we are beer cycling, like recycling. You recycle it. You take a notebook with paper, and then I grind the paper and I make new paper. You get trees, you make paper, I use the paper again, I make new books, and then I throw the book away, I burn it, I use it as fertilizer. This is recycling, using something over again. This is beer cycling. So the guy is drinking a beer, he's peeing, they use the pee to make more beer. I drink more beer. I pee more barley, more beer, more drinking, more pee, more beer, more drinking, more pee. This is the idea of beer cycling at its finest. It's the greatest style of recycling. Oh my God! What do you think, guys? Would you drink Pilsner? Who would drink Pilsner? I'll wait. We got about a minute delay. I want to know who is going to drink Pilsner. Would you drink Pilsner? Cardo says that's why beer smells like pee. Greetings from the Dominican Republic. Hello, Jack Deal. Vihar says I would drink Pilsner. Who else? Only Vihar? Vihar, if you're going to drink it, Vihar, I'll drink it too. I'll have a bottle. I'll have a bottle with you. Just one, probably. Nobody else? Okay, Lucas is going to drink Pilsner. Great, that's 3 of us. So 3 guys. Twin Peaks. Good. So we got a couple of Pilsner drinkers. Yeah, it's just such a horrible idea. But hey, it's recycling, right? It's good in the modern world. We should try our best to recycle. Cardo says no. Renato says, no, I don't even like beer. I understand. I understand. Douglas, yes. I don't drink any alcohol. AA, yeah. If you don't drink alcohol, you cannot drink beer. Okay? Beer has alcohol. That's right, Vihar. We're not actually drinking pee. Okay? We're drinking beer made with water. The barley was fertilized with pee. So Vihar, you're right. It's absolutely fine. It is 74. Oh, the streaming YouTube names it wrong. It's automatic. Okay, so let me go over the vocabulary. I'll do this spelling too. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Pilsner, Pilsner. Pilsner. Pilsner is a type of beer. There are many, many, many different types of beer. If you know about beer, a very popular beer around the world is Budweiser. Budweiser is a Pilsner. Budweiser is a Pilsner. So it's a typical beer. Piss. P-I-S-S. Piss in America is not a good word. It means urine, U-R-I-N-E, which is P, P-E-E. And again, in school, we said number one. Okay, so piss, urine, pee, number one, same thing. Fertilizer, fertilizer. Cardier says bon appetit. Fertilizer, Fertilizer. Fertilizer, fertilizer. Again, Fertilizer. Fertilizer is something used to enhance the earth, the soil, the ground, so that plants like corn, potatoes, barley can grow more lush, can grow very healthy. So if a farmer has a field and he uses the field every year, after some time, the soil is no good and it won't produce as many corn plants. So every year, the farmer needs to add nutrients to the soil. Those nutrients are called fertilizer, and the typical fertilizer, again, is cow manure. We actually say cow manure, M-A-N-U-R-E, which is cow poo. It's cow poo. Barley, B-A-R-L-E-Y, again, B-A-R-L-E-Y. Barley is a type of plant, and it's used for many things. One thing that it's used for is to make beer. Novelty, novelty, N-O-V-E-L-T-Y. One more time, novelty, N-O-V-E-L-T-Y. Novelty, if something is a novelty, it's something unusual. It's trendy. It's very popular. It's hipster nowadays. So a novelty coffee cup. This is a regular coffee cup, but this is a novelty coffee cup. You can see that's Korea. And this is from the Chosun Hotel in South Korea. I stole this from the hotel probably in 1992, 1993. So this cup is almost 25 years old. This cup, this beer mug, is probably older than many of you. I've got more too. Yeah, I've got another one over here. If you live in Korea, you'll recognize this maybe. This is the Faro, or in Korea, Paroa nightclub from the Hyatt Hotel. Yeah, I stole it. You can see on the bottom. I don't know if you can read it. And it's upside down. The Faro. I stole it from the Hyatt Hotel. Sorry. Yeah, those are my beer cups, beer mugs. Those are novelty cups. They're very special. You can only find them at those hotels, and probably in 2017 those do not exist. So they're very valuable mugs. Novelty. And finally, at its finest, which means at its best. So we can say at his finest. Coach Shane's new lesson, oh boy, he was at his finest. He created the lesson and he did an excellent job. This is the idea. At its finest, at his finest, at her finest, at her best. That's the idea. Okay, those are the words. I'll read them once again. I want you guys to repeat after me. Pilsner, piss. Number 1, fertilizer, fertilizer. Barley, barley. Novelty, novelty. At its finest, at its finest. Those are the words. I'm going to read it 2 more times. The first time really slow, absorb the words. The second time, really concentrate. I'll say it normal. Here we go. If you are a beer drinker, here is something you won't argue with. You can't spell Pilsner without a P. And in Denmark, you can definitely get P in your Pilsner. 50,000 liters of human piss, of human number 1 is being collected and will be the main fertilizer for fields of barley, the main plant ingredient in beer. That barley will be made into a novelty beer called, are you ready? Pilsner. All that P will end up producing about 60,000 liters of beer, which should create a lot more P, beer cycling at its finest. If you're a beer drinker, here's something you won't argue with. You can't spell Pilsner without a P. And in Denmark, you can definitely get P in your Pilsner. 50,000 liters of human piss, of human number 1 is being collected and will be the main fertilizer for fields of barley, the main plant ingredient in beer. That barley will be made into a novelty beer called, are you ready? Pilsner. All that P will end up producing about 60,000 bottles of beer, which should create a lot more P. Beer cycling at its finest. There we go. That's the story. And all the stress has gotten me so exhausted. Seriously, exhausted. Man. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed the story. It's a funny story. It's a silly story. And yes, it's a little bit disgusting. I apologize. But hey, I'm a guy. Guys like those types of stories. A question from Twin Peaks. How do I learn phrasal verbs? Okay, that's a good question. So, you can buy a phrasal verb dictionary. I think I have one. Phrasal verb dictionary. Yep. So you can get a book, and this is Colbill's Dictionary of Phrasal Verbs. So you can get a book like this and study. But to be honest, learning and memorizing phrasal verbs from a dictionary is boring and almost useless. Not useless, but almost. The way to learn phrasal verbs, everybody, is to use them. Now, you guys are English students, so it's difficult to use them. But hey, using phrasal verbs is not only speaking, it's writing and it's listening. Okay? And that's where DDM, or my daily dictation, it's free, everybody. Daily dictation is free. that's where you guys should study DD or join DDM. And that's where every lesson, not every lesson, but I'll say 98% of the lessons include phrasal verbs in real situations. So my students, when they study phrasal verbs, they actually see how it is used, and that, everybody, is the way to study phrasal verbs. Now, in my classes, we also have speaking and there are discussions. So that gives you a chance to actually use the phrasal verbs. Very important. If you want to study daily English, you need to know phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs, very important. Vihara says the story is very intellectual. Absolutely. Cardo says it's a good story. It is a good story. It's a silly story. I liked it. So Twin Peaks, I hope I answered your question. You guys, if you want to get free lessons, right there, letsmasterenglish.com/free. Those are DDM. We'll give you 8 DDM lessons and lots of phrasal verbs in real situations. I reached a good level in English, but I got really lazy. Didn't want to study more. Help me. Yeah, Fernando. So when you study anything, you know, you improve, you go up, and then you get satisfied, and then you stay, and then sometimes we even drop. So with anything, whether it's fishing or golf or English or cooking, if it's important to you, you need to do it every day. You need to continue to do it every day. You have to find interesting things that will that will force you to focus on this thing that you study. So if you just cook food, the same thing every day, it's going to start getting boring. So you need to get a cookbook. You need to try new things. You need to go to the store. You need to get different ingredients. You need to try and explore and do things like this. And that's what you need to do with your English. Start listening to podcasts. Get some magazines or a newspaper. Get some English classes like DDM for listening or PERF for speaking. Find subjects that you're interested in. Do you like baseball? Do you like soccer? Well, start watching those baseball games and soccer games. Start watching it in English, okay? You need to keep yourself motivated. It's a personal thing, but you got to do it. If I understand you, will I understand all Americans? Nope. Guaranteed. And I'm not bragging, Cardo, but because I've been an English teacher and because I've been on TV and the radio, I understand the job of communication. So my speaking style and pronunciation tend to be very clear. It's because I've been doing this for almost 30 years. That's why. So most Americans, they're going to talk like this, and it's going to be kind of hard to understand what they're talking about. And then depending on where people are from, you should know what's going to be able to happen, and it's going to be really tough. I got a neighbor, I was just talking to somebody outside a little while ago, and he always talks like this, but I understand him, but I imagine for ESL students it'd be really difficult to understand. But you know, that's just the way it is. What can you do? Okay? What does it mean to be fluent in English? Great question, Mahmoud. To be honest, I'm hungry. Food? That's fluent in English. To be honest, if you can communicate important things, that's fluent. Okay? So fluent, so some people say, I can teach you to be fluent in English in 60 days. Yeah, I believe it. Your English is terrible, but you're fluent. Actually, that's what it means. I missed some stuff here. Ooh, to kick the bucket in America means to be dead. Not to go crazy. It means to be dead. He kicked the bucket, he died. You're the best. One question. How do we find the perfect balance between listening, writing, reading, and speaking when studying English? Yeah, that's a tough one. Again, DDM. Vinicius, have you tried my DDM lessons? Hmm. Let me tell you guys, DDM, if you start at DDM at the beginning and then keep going, you will see how DDM has grown. It's amazing. So we used to focus just on the listening and the pronunciation. Then we started to include more culture, more background. Then we started to include a speaking section. And now recently, for the past couple months, we started to include a writing section. That's only for DDM VIP students, but it's absolutely amazing. So DDM is listening and writing, actually. Then we have another writing section. Then we have a culture section. Then we have a speaking section. And then we have live classes. It's really the best. I'm serious, the best class for intermediate on up. And of course, there's reading too. Daniel, the worst thing is you can't talk every day in English when you live in Poland. You know what? Once again, this is like an advertisement. Daniel, you're right. That is the most difficult thing. When I studied the Korean language, I could practice my Korean with myself, but unless I actually had another Korean person to speak with, it was almost useless. It was very difficult to improve my listening skills without a Korean person helping me. Very tough. Again, DDM and Perf have live classes every day. Every day. What do you think about the apps for your cell phone? Great. I would not spend a lot of money, but for some people they're excellent, like Duolingo. For some people they're excellent. For some people it's a waste of time. Ebonics, absolutely. Ebonics is very American, American English, and Ebonics is difficult, even for me. Ebonics is Ebony Phonics, which is basically Black English. That's right, Vladimir. Work hard and have fun. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Yeah, I'm really excited, guys. Once again, lmetoday.com. That's our new website. LME, I'll write it down here in the thing. www.lmetoday.com. This is our new website, but it's under construction. So very soon we will have our radio show. I'm so excited. That'll be the new Let's Master English podcast. It'll be in a radio format. And I want to do it live, but I don't know how that's going to work. So I'm a little bit worried about doing it live, but we're going to try. But that's going to be starting as soon as the website is finished. Do you learn any language now? I'm not studying a language right now. I will in the future, though. I will. And I'll probably study, I don't know. I'm interested in ancient languages, actually. Like even Greek and Roman would be okay. I would like to learn that. But maybe I'll go something easy like French or Spanish. For Americans, French, Spanish are pretty simple. Italian too. Arabic, Mahmoud, that would be too difficult. I think it would be too tough. I know that my name Shane is a bad word. It means evil, right? My name Shane means bad. What a terrible name. Slavic languages are difficult. No thanks. Slavic languages are very tough. I had a friend when I went to college. I think he studied Polish. Oh my God, he had a hard time. Portuguese wouldn't be too bad. Yeah. Yeah, Portuguese wouldn't be too bad. Once again, though, Spanish, French, Italian, for Americans, for English speakers, those are the easiest. Yeah, Russian, niet. I would love to be fluent in Russian. A little bit of Russian would be great. Oh my God, Twin Peaks speaks Latin? Oh, that's so cool. Mandarin, Tunduma. Oh boy, yeah, my Asian languages are done. I studied Korean. That was enough. Sentence formation. Basic sentences. I don't have it. Do I have it? I don't think I do. These are my English books. Not that many. I threw away a lot. Um, no, I don't have it. It depends on your level of English, but send me an email. I'll look up the book that I want to recommend for sentence structure. Vladimir's from Belarus. Belarusia. It's better. It is better you learning the first in your ranking. What do you mean, Luis? Something funny that is happening to me is that I found myself a Polish girlfriend and we are creating a weird dialect with English. There you go, Fernando. Getting a girlfriend or a boyfriend is the best way, the fastest way to study a foreign language. Why not start learning Russian? Maybe. I have a lot of Russian students. I have a lot of Brazilian and Russian students. Of all my students, Brazil and Russia are number one. So I should. Portuguese or Russian. So Polish is not that difficult. Sure, it's similar. Well, kind of similar, right? If you want to learn Spanish, I can help you. I like to teach. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Sí. ¿Cómo se dice coffee? Even for us, Polish is a difficult language. Phone interview. Actually, I have an interview class that we need to get out. Yeah, phone interview. Hmm. It's a subject I need to prepare more on, Mac. Can I speak more about it? I did an interview class, an excellent interview class, several years ago, and I have the book material. I need to make it into a real live class, though. How difficult is it to sound like a native speaker? If you're over the age of 20, it is very difficult. If you're under the age of 10, it's easy. The older you are, the more difficult it is. 20, in my opinion, 20 is the cut. If you're under 20, you can do it. Maybe. If you're over 20, it's going to be really tough. And if you're over 40, I would say it's impossible. But that doesn't mean your English can't be great. It can sound excellent, but we're going to hear that you're not a native English speaker, which is fine. It's no problem, guys. Don't be obsessed about sounding like an American. Don't. I'll tell you what. I learned Korean very young, okay? I started learning the Korean language when I was 18. So my Korean pronunciation was excellent. If I was talking on the phone, Korean people thought they were talking to a Korean person. If I was in a taxi at night, the taxi driver thought I was a Korean person. But the problem is they start talking really about something I don't know, and then they turn around, huh? And they see, oh my God, you're not a Korean. And some of them were angry about that. And what can I do? I mean, I was just lucky. So don't worry about sounding like a native English speaker. Worry about people understanding you. Can people understand you? That's what you need to do. Okay? Why got have but get doesn't? I don't know what you mean, Dima. Why does got equal have? Ah, mm. So that's a weird question. Give me examples, it'll be easier. Um, I got I got coffee. I have coffee. Okay, so let's go back to daily English. When I talk to students, if you want to understand daily English, somebody write this down. Write this down. There are three things you need to master, you need to really understand for daily English. Are you ready? Number one, phrasal verbs. You gotta understand your phrasal verbs. Number two, you have to understand get and got. Get and got. And number three, you have to be able to hear and understand pronouns. Pronouns. He, her, him, his, it, she, they, that. Now, that sounds easy, right? Trust me, it's not. It can be really confusing. Get and got are verbs, but they're replacement verbs. So for example, I got coffee might mean I bought coffee, I have coffee, I possess coffee, I made coffee, I poured coffee, I drank coffee. Got can mean many different things. It depends on the situation. And so does the word have. When have means possess, we can use it as got, okay? I have got to, obviously, we don't say I got to, okay? So you got to make your question a little bit better, and I can give you a better answer. Fabian, what's a matter of opinion? I couldn't take it. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't take it. Yeah. Once again, they're the same thing. To take something and to stand something in this case means to endure. Take actually is very similar to get and got. Take can be used in many situations. Word power made easy. Yeah, I got that. I got word power. You know what? I actually have two copies of Word Power Made Easy. I got two copies. Once again, it's great for students. If you're going to take a test, very useful. So, if you're a college student and down, good stuff. If you're older and if you graduated college especially, now you need to get into real English. DDM is where you should put your money. What sticks out from your ceiling behind you? Ah, you mean this? My microphone. Yeah. Can you see my mic? I think you're talking about that, Fernando. Or not Fernando, sorry. Fedot Fedotovsky. Fedotovsky. I hope my pronunciation was okay. Hi, Nguyen. How you doing? Yeah, it's all right to be late. Yeah, it is confusing, Fernando. Yeah, it is very confusing. Waiting for your new podcast with new military expressions like Kirk out. I like it. I'll do it. People understand me when I talk to them, but I feel that I need to improve my speaking. Can you give me advice? Speed is not important. Don't worry about your speed. Speaking, it's just practice. If people are understanding you, you're lucky. That's great. Always concentrate on trying to speak as clearly as possible and speak as much as you can. Okay? It sounds like you're doing good, Jack Deal. So just keep doing what you're doing. I think if people are, the most important thing is that people understand you. So if people are understanding you, you're doing it right. When to use have had. You guys, so your grammar stuff. English has a lot of rules. And in daily English, that's my specialty. We break those rules or we expand the rules. And this is the Bible for that. Practical English Usage by Michael Swan. For how to use English, how and when to use English, get this book. It's a technical book. Actually, this book is for English teachers. So if you're intermediate, it might be too difficult. If you're advanced, absolutely get it. It's not cheap, but get it. Get away, go away. It depends on the situation. Generally, so once again, get is it could mean the same as go. So go away, get away, same thing. It depends on the situation. I need to know the situation. MS. I know Nguyen's in Norway. I know that. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to say thank you very much for joining me today. It's kind of a short day, very frustrating day. I don't know what's going on with Facebook, so I apologize. Uh, it, it, it makes me quite angry, and it's hard for me to concentrate. I'm supposed to be doing many things at one time, so when something's not working, it's very frustrating. And today, for some reason, many things were not working, but I'm very happy that you joined me. The difference between lay and laid, I did that on this channel, Coach Shane's ESL channel. I'll give you the link. Hold on a second. Come on, guys. Somebody find the video. I'll find the video. Just a second. You can just do a search on my channel and I give you all of that information. Copy the link. I'll put it in the chat room down there. There you go. There you go. So that is for Vihar. The difference between lay and laid. Check that out. Jack Deal, thank you. Thank you, Jack Deal. Diego, same here. Oh, my pleasure. Fidotovsky. I hope my pronunciation was okay. Fernando, everybody else have a fantastic. Can you tell us what to expect from the podcast? I have two podcasts. Once again, Daily Easy English Expression is outgoing now. You can go to letsmasterenglish.com/radio. And for the other podcast, wait and see. Let it be a surprise. Thank you very much, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.